Greetings YouTube, welcome to my Max Impact video. I'm going to be showing you guys what are the explanations for these cards that I have in this deck, what are the replacements for some of the cards that might not be that common, and I'm also going to be showing you some gameplay of me playing against Reno Warlock and Tempo Mage, right? So that's more or less about it. I hope you guys enjoy. Welcome to the showcase. I'm going to be showing you right now why did I choose these cards to be in my deck, and how did they work on the way to legend for me this season. So some of the pretty regular stuff that I think that are here in the deck, like the power roamings and abuser sergeants, voidwalkers, peddlers. Peddlers I think are pretty standard now for any kind of a zoo deck. Creeper also standard, pretty standard. Gang boss. So I'm gonna be explaining. I'm only gonna be explaining. I'm mostly gonna be going through the cards that are not so standard for a zoo deck. So starting it off with the Argent Squire. So a lot of people have been asking me why is the Argent Squire in this deck instead of the Flame Imp, right? Flame Imp is just so good against for this like early tempo and so on. And the main response for that is that the Argent Squire is just simply good for trading, right, in the beginning. While the Flame Imp is just, you will probably never trade the Flame Imp after you play him, right? So you will probably always, okay, not probably, but most of the time you will just try to go face it, try to get as much damage out of it, while he's going to be damaging you as well. Looking at the fact that I have Brand Bronzebeard, I actually had some situations where I just had to play Flame Imp twice, right? And that's never good. Like taking 6 damage from a 1-mana imp is never good. So I went for Sergeant Squires, and that's simply also because they need to get hit twice in order for them to die, which can be a really big problem for a lot of classes. And you can also use them to trade up with the Abuser Sergeant, for example. So you put the Abuser Sergeant on the Squire, you can trade up for, I don't know, like a Darnassus, like a Shredder, like whatever you want, right? And it's just a card that needs to be hit twice, and that's why the Squire is in and the Imp is out. And also one of the reasons is that Flame Imp, you played Flame Imp on turn 1, and your opponent, who is a Secret Paladin, just plays Noble Sacrifice, and your Flame Imp just dies to nothing, dies to a single secret, right? And that's never good value. While the Sergeant doesn't die to Noble Sacrifice, right? Moving on to Brand Bronzebeard. Alright, so a lot of people have been asking me, why Brand Bronzebeard, Sigma? Why do you actually think that Brand Bronzebeard is getting some value out of this deck? And every time that I was asked this question, I'm going to be, I responded with yes. There's so much value in Brand in this deck that is just crazy. You can match him up with Sergeant for 4 attack on 1 turn. You can match him up with Peddler to get like double cards, which can in most cases win you the game. You can match him up with, okay, Owl doesn't really matter as a battle cry, but you can match him up with Defender Vargas and Enhancer Meccano. So you're going to get 2/2 and Taunton minions, and you get double Enhancer Meccano buff, which can be pretty damn crazy, right? A lot of times. Gormok the Impaler, so to match up Gormok with Bran is also pretty sick. I actually removed quite a bit of Sea Giants lately with double Gormok, and a lot of times Bran is just an ignored card on the board, or people just don't have enough stuff on the board to remove Bran, or they're just a bigger threat for Bran, and this is why Bran is such a good card, because he gets ignored a lot of times. And you can of course match Loteb with Bran as well. If you really want to lock down a Freeze Mage, or if you really want to lock down a Tempo Mage or something like that, then double Loteb can be pretty damn sick. Moving on to the other cards, so a lot of people have been also asking me why Defender Vargas and Enhancer Meccano, why not 2 Arguses? Argus is a very consistent card. It was found to be the card of a BlizzCon, like the top card of BlizzCon, I think like 2 years ago or something like that. And with a good reason, right? So Defender Vargas is a good card, and I really do agree with that. And it lets you trade up a little bit as well if you need it at some point. But I just love this little guy. I love Enhancer Meccano. He has given me so many lethals when I didn't expect them. He gave my Sea Giants Wind Fury. He gave Wind Fury to some minions as well, on which I was able to put a Power of Warming and just have them have a lot of damage. So I would rather play Enhancer Meccano than Defender Vargas any day. And you will almost always have quite a bit of cards on the board. There will be it's quite difficult for your opponents to remove everything that you have on the board, right? Of course, Enhancement Count loses its value, but then Argus does as well. Gormuk the Impaler is a card that I was very skeptical a long time ago when it actually came out with TGT, because I actually never thought that you will be able to play it. But I was proven wrong. I was proven really wrong. For you to just be able to play Gormuk, you just have to play Creeper and Imp Gang Boss, and that's it. And if you and after that you play Gormuk. So if you manage to play turn 2 Haunter Creeper, turn 3 Imp Gang Boss, turn 4 Gormuk, you will most likely be able to trigger Gormuk on turn 4, because you'll be getting 2 minions from this. So you'll be getting 2 Spectral Spiders. That's 2. So that's 2. You'll be getting you will have the Imp Gang Boss, and you'll be getting 1 Imp from the Imp Gang Boss. Of course, if you manage to trade so that your Imp Gang Boss doesn't die. And you can already trigger Gormuk the Impaler, and that's just sick tempo. Leroy the Jenkins is a card that I put in instead of a Doomguard, and that's only for the reason of the discard, right? I really hate that discard. It is just, sometimes it's just removing my means of finishing the game, and that's something that I really hate. And who doesn't, right? But the difference is in between Doomguard and Leroy is that, of course, Leroy has 2 HP and Doomguard has 7. Like, the attack doesn't really matter if it's 6 or 5. I haven't really had that many problems, so that when I play Doomguard, I'm kind of lacking this 1 HP. That's usually never the case. The difference, the main difference here is in the health, right? So you cannot trade Leroy Jenkins twice. You will most likely never be able to do that, and you will most likely never do that. Why would you trade into a one attack minion, right? Unless it's some Mogushan something and you have to go through it or whatever, but like that card is never played anyway. While Doomguard, you can actually use to trade something on the board, right? And that can be good, because that can actually return your board presence. If, for example, a Druid plays a Druid of the Claw, and you really have to go through it while still having a minion on the board, then the Doomguard is better, of course. But if you're using it as a finisher, and if you have, there will be a lot of times when you'll be getting a Soulfire out of your Peddler, and the moment where you have a Soulfire and a Doomguard in your hand, that's a problem, right? Because that's 4 damage you can use to go face or whatever, and that's exactly why I had the idea to put Leroy Jenkins in, simply because it works with anything, right? You can play Leroy Jenkins, after that you can play Soulfire, you can play Power Roaming or Leroy Jenkins. You are not bound to have something on the board to play these sick combos, right? Moving on to Loatheb, I do believe the Loatheb is a pretty, kind of a standard card in Zoo anyway, but this is an interesting choice. A lot of people have also asked me, why Sea Giant? Okay, first off, why Sea Giant? Why, and then later I'll explain why 2 Sea Giants. So first off, Sea Giant is a pretty good card right now, simply because there are a lot of flooding decks. What is a flooding deck? A deck that floods is a deck that gets a lot of minions out, like for example Secret Paladin, like for example Zoo, that is simply there to overwhelm you with the number of minions. So it's not about how strong the minions are, it's just the number of minions. Like for example Master for Battle. Master for Battle doesn't overwhelm you with strong minions, it just overwhelms you with too many minions, right? It's a 1/1, it's a useless minion, right? But it's not useless, that's the whole thing. That's why Master is an amazing card. And it gives you a weapon, but that weapon doesn't matter anyway for the Sea Giant. I have to say that simply because there are so many Zeus and so many Secret Paladins, that's exactly why I'm running 2 Sea Giants, because I'm always dropping it early. And I have to say that these guys are probably the reason for a lot of my Secret Paladin wins, because you just get a Sea Giant out, and in most situations they have no means of dealing with it, unless they get a Keeper of Uldaman, which they have mostly 1 in the deck. I haven't seen a Secret Paladin runs two Keepers of Uldaman. So if they really have 1 of them, they will get it down. But then of course you can get another Sea Giant, and I've had so many situations where I got both Sea Giants out in 1 turn, and that's crazy tempo. Of course, what you can change, I already noted down that you will be able to see on Hearthstone in my description. If you do not have Bran, you can change him for example, another Argus, or you can change the Enhanced Mechanic for another Argus. Like the Argus would be the next card that I would probably put into this. Gormok as a card should be changed for Dark Iron Dwarf and for nothing else, because it's also Dark Iron Dwarf is also 4/4/4, and it's giving you a buff which is the same as Abuser Sergeant, right? And the buff that can also be matched with Bran. So if you have Bran on turn 3 and turn 4, you get out Dark Iron Dwarf if you would not have Gormok, and then you play it like this. Lyra can of course Lyra can of course be changed for Doomguard, something that I used to play before, as I said, but I got the Doomguard out and I got Lyra in because of my reasons. And the Sea Giant, you can get once. I will probably just tell people to craft at least one Sea Giant to have in this deck, because Sea Giant is a really good card right now in the current meta. So just get like one Sea Giant out and put Boom in. I presume that everyone has Boom right now. If you do have Boom if you do not have Boom, do not craft Boom right now, right? So the expansion is coming out soon, Boom will be removed from Standard. If you have plans of playing Standard, do not craft Boom. That's going to be more or less it about the introduction about the showcase of how the deck, of what are the reasons of having these cards. Now we're going to be moving on to the gameplay. Gormok is pretty good, but I'm gonna ditch him because I don't have a coin. Leroy isn't anything better than like Gormok. I cannot believe that I'm getting Leroy for like 6 times in a row. I'm getting Leroy in the starting hand. I'm gonna start slowly preparing it for a potential Sea Giant that we might get. This is just an awful hand right now, and if this is a Reno Warlock, like, I really have to find something else to remove his shit with. Okay. So this is gonna be blocking the Hellfire a little bit. Well, since we have 2 Implosions, might as well just use one, right? Okay, that's pretty good. Not gonna lie. Might use some Shadow Flame, so I'm just gonna get out of the way. Just to not think about it. Hellfire removes most of the... Okay, he's gonna heal. Okay. Shit, I really wish that I had this Lothar to get out. We need to drop this Lothar next turn. So we're gonna be having like this is kind of pretty screwed for his Hellfire, because this will survive, one more Imp will survive, and the Rubin will survive. So against like Reno Warlock and against Freeze Mage, having these eggs is fucking amazing, and I really have no idea how we're gonna do it without them. Okay, so we're gonna block whatever the hell he has right now. If he has something, I'm guessing he has something. Try to see if we can get that Reno out. I saved the minion on purpose so that I can trade the minion into the minion and then play the Leroy, so I have space for the Leroy. I could have removed it, of course, and it could have continued phase, but there's simply isn't a reason for something like that. Okay, let me just go through some of your questions right now, because, like, I kind of missed quite a bit of them, I think. So Slime is asking, Sigma, is Demon Lock any good at rank 12? I guess that's, do you mean like mid-range Zoo by that? Yeah, sure. Oh, we cannot play. Oh. So we traded off like this. Kind of felt that. I felt it, man. We have time to hit, and I'm actually gonna... No, actually, I'm gonna go face here. I guess I could have also used power whelming on something and then to go for this, but I just simply should have tapped first. I wanted to see if I can actually, if I might actually have lethal with Leroy, but I was kind of far off. I really needed to remove this 8/8 somehow. It's Super Simon Legend Deck Architect. So he's removing, right? So he doesn't have Reno, so I guess this is a one game. He's gonna clear everything now, Shadow Flame. Yeah, that sucks. Let's see, we kind of just have to go through somehow, right? We kind of have to have him not remove our entire board. He has to tap and remove, perhaps. Because if he actually thinks that I have a Doomguard and a Power Overwhelming, he knows that I don't have lethal, like this. So I just need him to not drop any tons. If one of my minions survives, it's gonna be amazing. Or if he taps and removes my entire board, that's also little for us, because this is 10 damage in our hand right now, 10 instant damage. Okay, perfect. I do believe that's a win. Gonna remove that, he's gonna remove that. Okay. Okay, slowly getting back there. Like that 1/1 helped us out quite a lot. I have to say. Guys, take a look at this. I have to brag about this. Can I brag about it? Come on. I like it. I love it. This is I'm gonna show you guys now what Ita, my girlfriend, drew a couple of minutes ago. You guys like it? Look at the detail on that eye. Illuminati. It's pretty sick, isn't it? Okay, what the hell are we doing here? Well, I guess we can go for Direwolf Alpha, we can remove some of this stuff. Peddler isn't really guaranteeing any removal here. I'm actually gonna go for the girl. Because like it's gonna allow if he actually if the girl survives, it's gonna allow him to place a really sick Flamewaker. So that's not something that I really want to do. Want to allow actually. It's the righteous druid. All right, I guess I forgot to switch. There it is. Thank you for letting me know. So okay, Good. We're gonna go for Implosion. Implosion is gonna be pretty sweet here. Perfect. I'm just hoping that still not legend. No, we kind of went on a bad streak. Like we faced 3 shamans in a row, so not really that good right now. Looking for some Argent. Oh, actually Flame Imp is not that bad as well, I guess. Go for Flame Imp. We could get a hit here. No? Just drop us a fucking Doomsayer again. Okay. I could have also went for card draw, to be honest. I could have just went for card draw as well, but like, I would have. If I actually went for card draw, I actually would have been able to kill him right now. So card draw would have been good. Sea Giant. So we're gonna go for the egg. We're gonna power overwhelm this Peddler. We're gonna remove that. Just get it out of our way. And I'm hoping to be able to get the Sea Giant out. I'm hoping that he's not gonna play any kind of mirror entity or anything stupid like that. And just to kind of slowly start grinding the Mage, right? And when we just manage to grind him up completely, then we're just gonna play Leroy and finish him up. Ooh, damn. I could also use, okay. That's fine. I cannot play the Peddler, unfortunately, so I'm just gonna take the Giant here. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for the Giant. We're gonna remove this Mana Worm. Because, like, if you actually played a Fireball on my Giant, then this Mana Worm could have actually screwed me pretty hard, and that kind of sucks. Come on, Egg is right there, man. Egg is right there. You can hit it. You can do it. Flamewaker, I believe in you, man. You were on my team not too long ago. Come on, let's just do it. Oh, he's gonna go for it. He's gonna Flame Cannon. This guy has some balls, and he kind of failed. He's trying to get some stuff, man. So he's gonna trade it off, I presume. Oh no, he's not. Okay. This is 6, so we can play. Okay, awesome. I don't really know what I want to do here. This Peddler stuff isn't going to be helping me at all, so I guess we can just trade it off here. They're going to give him 2 of them. Okay, I guess not. Secret Keeper. Secret Keeper is cool here. I'm gonna keep the Secret Keeper for any mirror entities or anything like that. I don't really think I have to play it right now, so we're just gonna keep. I don't think that she's gonna be like costing me the lethal, right? So let's just kind of keep it. How many stars do I have? 3, I think. So Fireballs into the 8-1. Okay, Frostbolt. We should be fine here, you guys. I believe. Okay, now we're fine for sure. I really have no idea what is this fucking secret though. I guess it can be counterspell. I guess it's counterspell. So if this is counterspell, if the power overwhelming doesn't work out, this is gonna be 8, 12, 14. So we can tap then. I guess that we don't really have to use him still. So if we play Bronzebeard, let's play Bronzebeard and let's play Secret Keeper. And I think that's about it. I think that we can just go face here. Yeah. Let's take it slow. We're not gonna go way too wild. I'm guessing this is a counterspell, right? It would be pretty weird if this is something else. There's so many of them, man. Counterspell, okay. It was counterspell. In the end of ends. So that's more or less it about the video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, make sure you click on that like button. If you would like to see more updates on the videos that are going to be coming out soon, there's going to be a lot of them coming out. Make sure you click on that subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to see me playing these decks, this deck in particular, or some other decks live, I'm also going to be putting an annotation right here for the Twitch. And also, if you can also follow me on Facebook or Twitter, I'm going to put all the stuff in the description below. That's more or less it. Simo signing off. See you guys on the stream, hopefully. Bye.